Every year we've asked teens what their top concern is. An open-ended question, they can say anything they want. Every year drugs has been the number one concern.
Most particularly relevant are the increases that are being observed in daily marijuana use on 8th, 10th, and 12th graders. These increases on daily marijuana use are actually quite large, more than 10%.
There's usually a couple reasons. One would be what we call self-medication. They're feeling terrible about themselves or depressed, or there's a reason where they just don't feel good about themselves, and so they take drugs to help themselves feel better, and that's not good. The second part usually is recreation. I just want to get high and feel what it's like. I want to experiment a little bit. Both are very dangerous because you don't know what your body's going to do the first time you take them.
She expected the world, but it flew away from her reach, and the bullets catching her teeth. Life goes on, it gets so heavy, the wheel breaks the butterfly.
It definitely affects the mind and the memory, the ability to articulate and think, sometimes even be able to walk and talk. So it's not a good thing. One of the drugs, marijuana, a lot of people, our U.S. is kind of conflicting over a little bit. A lot of people think it doesn't hurt anyone. But I've personally seen where a student, when the first couple of uses, they had a mental break. And it brought on bipolar. And that study is starting to come out. I'm not a scientist there, but I saw it firsthand. And it's really sad because this person chose that as being a 9th grader, now has bipolar and depression. So it can bring on things. Other people go, no, it doesn't hurt me at all. You know what? Everyone's different.
We have to acknowledge the fact that drugs exist. They just do. But we also have to recognize that what we've done over the last 100 years or so, it just hasn't worked. Because drugs still exist. The war on drugs is a colossal failure.
Well, we've tried the laws, and we have good laws on the books. The problem is the thought process of the normal people in life, and adults included. We can't get laxed with drugs and alcohol. It just doesn't work well. And so it's really up to us as individuals, as parents, to help, and as teachers, and to help our teens to see that those side effects are not worth the risk.
Parents, teachers, clergy, coaches, and other responsible adults are better able to help our nation's teens grow up drug-free and healthy.
Before we can solve the problem, we have to identify the cause. I think one of the main causes is boredom. If we can keep kids interested in positive endeavors, and then help them direct all their energy in that direction, they're not going to have time or energy to pursue things they shouldn't be pursuing, like drug use.
And for better or worse, no one has greater power to influence a teen's decision whether to smoke, drink, or use drugs than that teen's parents.
So we need to be realistic. I know it's very controversial whether drugs should be legalized or not, and obviously we don't want to send the wrong message to our kids that using drugs are okay, and perhaps by legalizing drugs we send that message. But on the other hand, by illegalizing or keeping them illegal and keeping them criminalized, kids gravitate towards that because it's just human nature. For whatever reason, we want what we can't have, and it's an act of rebelling.
Drugs is clearly the number one problem for our teens.
Americans now believe marijuana should be legal. 58% in the latest Gallup poll say it should be legalized. That's up a full 10 points since just last year.
These are people that need treatment, not punishment. And so I believe that we have more control over the message and more control over the problem if we legalize drugs and then work really hard to turn people away from it.
My mirror, my soul, and she, my missionary place in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain. Once you go, it was never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind blew down the doors to let me in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. And red